What is your reaction when you see something like this?
It's wild. This is wild. I can't believe something like this. It's just wild out in broad daylight.
I'll continue to keep you updated tonight, and we'll have more details on our website soon, WHKY.com. It all happened several hours ago. I've been on the scene for several hours now here at the McDonald's again, where I'm told that it was 2 employees, both who were managers. The female is asking for a ride home. Her ex-boyfriend or boyfriend came up to them, told her to get out of the car. She said no. That's when the shots were fired. She is dead. And then the manager was taken to the hospital in a critical condition.
It was nobody out here. Nobody knew. They told all the news to go home, right? Go home for what? They told everybody to back up. Now there's people out here, they're afraid. They're scared because they're scared of the people. We need to stand together.
This is near the university area, and as you can see, it's complete chaos behind me. Officers are throwing tear gas. The SWAT team is out here. People are destroying police cars. I'm told the police are just trying to move out of the area. And that was a short clip as I was on Facebook Live last night in the middle of it all amongst the protesters as they started throwing things at the officers. Tear gas was released. I was hit with tear gas. It was complete chaos. A lot of people angry, upset, and right now it's still not clear exactly what is going on as far as the investigation. WHKY News here, and I'm on the scene in Lenoir where they say a woman was hit twice by 2 vehicles, and she is pronounced dead on the scene. If you can see behind me, police are still out here, Lenoir police. I think the second vehicle that hit the woman got away, and the first vehicle was here, and it's not on the scene anymore from what I can see. I'm going to show you a little bit of the scene. Lenoir police are still trying to track down the driver of the other vehicle who was involved, who hit the woman who was killed here. The accident happened right behind me. You can still see various marks on the road where officers were doing reconstruction earlier today. WHKY TV News here on the campus of LRU, where Trump is about to come out. From what I heard, they just shut it down and they're about to come outside, so they're encouraging everyone to remain peaceful. So far, nothing has taken place as far as violence.
And I believe that Donald Trump will bring us back to that richest country.
Trump is essentially playing on people's fears, and he's what I like to call is a neo-fascist. He's very autocratic, but not giving much specifics.
Those were 2 people who actually were inside when the presidential candidate Donald Trump spoke, but on the outside, thousands waited.
We as a community of both the community of Hickory and also the LR Bears do not think that Trump's policies are represented by the Bears. We do not agree with them. We stand against them. We stand for love and community and unity.
There were about 4 arrests total. I couldn't keep up with it all. Too much of a crowd outside. I interviewed people on both sides. Some were undecided. Most just told me they believe it's important for them to be here today, not only to voice their opinion, but also hear what Trump had to say.
I want somebody who loves America. I want somebody I'm tired of politicians being in the White House. I don't want somebody who's going to go in with a bunch of false promises. I want somebody who's going to boost jobs, who's going to enforce anything that he says. I want America to be great again. I want to get back to the superpower that it once was.
I don't agree with Donald Trump and his saying that all Mexicans are rapists, drug dealers, and that's not how we are.
One supporter told me he was denied entrance despite having a ticket because he was assumed to be a protester.
We were standing in line peacefully trying to enter this building, and we were told by Secret Service and a Hickory police sergeant that we were protesters, when we actually did not even socialize with the protesters the whole time we was outside waiting in line. If you're an undecided voter and you wanted to hear the man speak, why wouldn't you be allowed inside? It's ridiculous.
And he wasn't the only one. Many others told me they also had tickets but were turned away at the door, but still felt it was important to stick around.
Something, or we'll fall for anything. Let's stand for something, or we'll fall for anything.
We believe in him building the wall up, keeping the foreigners from coming in. They're taking our jobs, they're robbing us of our taxes. They're living in the best of homes, driving the best of cars, and we are hard worker taxpayers.
It seemed to me to say nothing about his platform and his candidacy would equal assent or even endorsement of his candidacy, since it's at one of our institutions.
We don't want no beef. We all together. We all peaceful. Trump want everybody out of here. We want to make America white again. So we're not going for it.
If you were following my Facebook Live updates, then you did notice that things did get hectic at some points throughout the mornings with protesters.
We need to look at the bigger picture before we start judging. I was very lucky. I was lucky to be in there and see everything being done. This is history in the making.
If any viewers were watching the live feed from inside the courtroom, then you caught a glimpse of just how emotional it was for the attorneys as well as Maggie Daniels' family and some of her former students. This is a case that has been at the forefront of the Newton community since June 2014. In November, attorneys offered Sharman Odom a plea deal for life in prison without the possibility of parole. Today, he pled guilty to all charges against him, admitting that he kidnapped and sexually assaulted Daniels before murdering her and leaving her body in the bedroom of her apartment. Medical examiners say the cause of death was strangulation, in which prosecutors say was the worst case they'd ever seen. Daniels also suffered from severe blunt force trauma and had several broken ribs. Her mother, stepdad, and sisters spoke through tears as they told Odom how losing Maggie affected them.
There is no closure, there is no peace. But there will be justice for Maggie. Your paths will never cross again, for she has inherited the kingdom of heaven, where there is no evil or hate or pain, only love.
She touched hundreds, if not thousands of lives, and it is this memory of her spirit and her legacy that she created that will live for a very long time. Maggie, we love you, we miss you, and we will never forget you.
Odom, however, never directly stated that he was sorry. He had only a few words for the attorneys and for the relatives. Multiple agencies worked to solve the case, including Newton Police Department and the Catawba County Sheriff's Office. The district attorney reaffirmed that Odom would not get the chance for parole or an appeal. Maggie Daniels' brother made a final statement to media before leaving the police station today.
No outcome can bring her back or make right what was stolen from us and from our family, so we'll have to hold close the memories that we have and cherish them forever. We wanted to thank the Newton Police Department, the SBI, and the District Attorney's Office for their time and effort to see this through. We also wanted to thank all those that knew and loved Maggie, especially our friends and family, that have been there for us throughout the last 2.5 years.
So that's the end of the very long-awaited Odom case. He will not stand in trial for the murder of Maggie Daniels, but instead he will spend a lifetime in prison without the chance of parole. And some of Daniels' former students agree that that's the best outcome.
I'm satisfied that he's asked to live with what he has done to this beautiful human being. She didn't deserve to die like that.
I was at Sullivan's home earlier today when we first broke the news on WHKY, and his neighbors told me the teen would often have target practice just yards away from their home.
He had a BB gun, pistol BB gun, and he had different targets set up, and he'd run around and shoot those targets. You know, that really it made me uncomfortable. Seriously, it made me uncomfortable.
It was from behind this fence where neighbors say Sullivan would shoot. They described him as a strange man. They said he never said anything to them.
I don't know, it's hard. You're still trying to sink in, you know, that we actually lived next door to somebody who could have killed all of us.
What caused the plane to go down just moments after taking off from the Hickory Regional Airport last night? WHKY was there as firefighters were working to make sure there were no leaks that could possibly lead to an explosion. The small plane was carrying 4 people, 2 who were children. Fortunately, everyone on board survived. One woman was just feet away after the crash happened. A man is in custody tonight, and a woman is in the hospital after an argument between the couple led to a fight between them and another couple in western Catawba County. I was on the scene this morning as officers arrested Matthew Pardue. You can clearly see all of the bloodstains on his clothing. Police were called after Pardue allegedly assaulted his ex-girlfriend. She ran next door for help, but neighbors say Pardue came after her and that couple decided to fight back.